People ask what the eclipse prayer protects you from. Not the sky. The sky is fine. The prayer creates a harmonic shield. It aligns your energetic field with divine order and guards against discord and dissonance. Your alignment is your protection. Stay in harmony with the divine field, and you will remain safe in the face of cosmic upheaval. In the face of, not instead of. The upheaval still comes. You are not being shielded from it. You are being tuned to what it is obeying. There is no surah for the eclipse. Search the Quran for the moment the sun goes dark, and you will not find a chapter waiting for it. No verse named for it. No passage that stops to mark it. And that absence is not an oversight. It is the teaching. Because the Quran does not treat the eclipse as an event. It treats the sky itself as the sign. Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the alternation of night and day, are signs for those of understanding. And again, indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the alternation of night and day, are signs for those of reason. Twice. The same architecture, stated twice. The heavens, the earth, the alternation of night and day. Not the rupture, the alternation, the turning that has never once stopped. The Quran speaks about celestial phenomena as ayat, signs, of God's power and creation, which means the sign was never the anomaly. The sign is the entire running system. The eclipse is simply the moment that system becomes impossible to ignore. These verses emphasize that cosmic events serve as reminders of God's authority over creation. Reminders, not warnings. Not messages about you. Reminders of an authority that was already total before the shadow arrived, and will be total after it leaves. And in the tradition, solar and lunar eclipses are seen as manifestations of God's power, reminders to reflect on divine majesty and on the transitory nature of earthly life. The sun itself is being shown to you as something that can be covered. Nothing beneath it is more permanent than it is. And there is a moment in the tradition where this gets said out loud, under the sky, while it was happening. During the time of the prophet, peace be upon him, a solar eclipse occurred. He stood up to pray, and he made a long prayer. And afterward, he explained it. He said that eclipses are one of the signs of God, and that they are not caused by the death or birth of any person. Understand what is being corrected there. People had assumed the sky was talking about them, that the sun dimming meant a great soul had left, or a great soul had arrived, that the cosmos was commenting on human affairs, and he closed that door completely. Eclipses are natural phenomena that serve as reminders of God's signs, not omens related to human affairs. That is one of the most severing sentences in the tradition. It takes the largest event in the sky and refuses to let you make it about yourself. And then, and this is the part almost everyone misses, having told them it meant nothing about them, he prayed it anyway. Long. So it is not about you, and you still stand up. That prayer has names. More than one. Salah al-Kusuf is performed during solar eclipses. Salah al-Kusuf during lunar ones. The tradition did not fold them together. It gave the sun its own word and the moon its own word because they are not the same darkness. And then there is a third name, which is wider than both. Salat al-Ayat. Salat al-Ayat is a special prayer performed during significant cosmic events, solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, earthquakes, or other extraordinary phenomena. Earthquakes. Stop on that, because it changes what this prayer is for. If it were an eclipse prayer, it would only ever look up. It does not only look up. The ground counts. Anything extraordinary counts. And look at the name it was given. Ayat. Signs. The same word from the verses. Not the prayer of the eclipse. The prayer of the signs, which closes the loop that opened this video. There is no surah for the eclipse, and there is no prayer for the eclipse either. There is a prayer for signs, and the eclipse is one of them. It serves as a reminder of Allah's majesty and His control over the universe. And this prayer serves as a way to reconnect with the divine, to seek guidance and reflection during these significant cosmic events. Reconnect. That word assumes something. It assumes the connection already existed. It assumes you drifted. And it assumes the sky has just handed you a window in which drifting becomes very difficult. So look at what the eclipse actually does. The solar eclipse is a cosmic alignment in which the sun, light, consciousness, is temporarily obscured. Temporarily obscured. Not extinguished. Not defeated. Not withdrawn. The sun does not go anywhere. Its output does not drop. Every particle of that light is still being produced at full strength for the entire duration. Something has simply moved in front of it, and that mirrors the process of awakening from ignorance to divine awareness. Because that is what ignorance is in this reading, not the absence of divine awareness, the obscuring of it. The light was never off. Something got between you and it. Which brings us to the first thing these prayers teach. The prayer reinforces that all authority and governance reside with God, who orchestrates the cosmos with wisdom. And this teaches surrender to the higher order of existence. You are an expression of the cosmic will. Surrender to the higher order, and you will find your path illuminated. Your path is illuminated on the far side of surrender, not on the near side of it, which is the same order the eclipse is demonstrating. The light returns when the obstruction moves on, not when you shout at the shadow. The eclipse is a potent reminder of the interconnectedness of all beings with the divine field. It is a moment of heightened awareness and spiritual awakening. Heightened, and it is worth being precise about what that means. Millions of people, at the same instant, in the same posture, attending to the same thing. The prayer aligns our energy with the cosmic rhythm, helping us remember our place within the greater whole. The prayer creates a harmonic shield that aligns our energetic field with divine order, guarding against discord and dissonance. A shield that works by alignment rather than by force. It does not block anything. It tunes you until there is nothing left in you for discord to take hold of. By reciting the prayer, we attune ourselves to the higher frequencies of love, unity, and remembrance. Stay in harmony with the divine field, and you will remain safe in the face of cosmic upheaval. In the face of, not instead of. The upheaval still comes. The eclipse still happens. The ground still moves. You are not being protected from the event. You are being held steady inside it because you are moving with the same order the event is obeying. The eclipse is a moment of unity between light and shadow, reminding you that both are necessary for growth. Embrace the light within you and the shadows that guide you toward transformation. Both are necessary. Look at what is actually happening up there. The shadow is not attacking the sun. It is not winning. It is passing across it, precisely on schedule, precisely where it was always going to be. Nothing is going wrong during an eclipse. That is the whole difficulty of it. The most alarming thing the sky does is also one of the most exactly obedient, which is why the shadow in you is not evidence that something failed. It is moving through an order too, and it is going somewhere. Surrender to the higher order of existence. Awaken to your interconnectedness with the cosmos. Protect your energetic field through alignment with divine resonance. Share the light of higher consciousness with others. The Quran did not give the eclipse a chapter, because the eclipse was never the point, and the prayer was never named for the eclipse either. It was named for the signs. Both Salah, al-Kusuf, and Salat al-Ayad offer profound opportunities for connection with Allah during extraordinary cosmic events. The sky goes dark over people who are praying and over people who are not, and it is saying the same thing to both. Embracing these moments with awareness and gratitude is a powerful practice in itself. Jazak Allah for subscribing. The next reading is coming to this channel.